Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game. Have we gone too far? Welcome everyone to April 1982, where we just last played Hermit's Secret on MS-DOS. Let's press forward and see our next game. We're next going to the Atari home computer. This is Jax-O. Let's take a look at Jax-O. All we got is an advertisement flyer. This one's by APX. By Programs by Users, for users. There's our 5 1/4 floppy disk we'll be popping in. This is by John Ortiz. Way to go, John. And we got the manual. Yes, the APX manuals. Thanks so much for scanning those in, whoever you are. So Jax-O is, what does it say at the front? Computerized Jax for 1 to 4 players. Possibly the first and only computerized Jax, because people stopped playing Jax by the time this game came out, I think. All right, so we scroll through the manual. What is Jax-O all about? It's time to trade your chalk circle for a television screen. The game is the same, only the face has changed. Using your joystick controller, you toss a ball into the playing field and race to pick up the jacks before the ball bounces. Remember Jax, kids? Back in 1945? 1 to 4 players can play Jax-O. Each player chooses a skill level before the game starts. You have to select the size of the playing field, ball speed, height of the bounce. Once the game starts, jacks appear on the square playing field called the floor. The joystick button throws the ball onto the floor, and the cursor called the hand scurries about to pick up the correct number of jacks. First 1 at a time, then 2, then 3, and so on, up to 10 at once. Can you do it? In the multiplayer version, you try to be the first to master 1 or more levels. So there you go, multiplayer jacks, the way it should be. Now this one, we're actually going to have to load the game, so I should have gone back on the manual, because this one has the loading instructions, and we have to know what to type in to load on disk. There it is, run D:\Jax-O. Got it, everyone got it? Let's go. It's time to play Jax-O on the Atari home computer in the beginning of April 1982. Okay, we're ready. Everybody read the manual, make sure you know the command, and know what to do so you can play the game. Very rare we do this on a Atari home computer, and don't want to make any mistakes. Will it crash? I think we got it. Yeah, remember Jax back in 1920s, 25? Whenever the Little Rascals were playing Jax? Okay, so this one, if I push the option button, there you go, 1 to 4 players. I'm pushing the option button on our computer, and then if I push select, oh, what kind of floor we want? Probably a large floor, and then start the game. Oh, no, start is changing the mode. We want progressive, fast, slow, hold, fast, slow. Let's do progressive, fast. And then when we're ready to play, push that red button on your VCS joystick. Actually, no, we're not ready. Please wait. But that's how you begin the game. To play some digital Jax in 1982. It was too late. Too late for Jax. Why bring Jax now? Was Jax bigger in 1982 than it was before? I'm tempted to push. Oh, I almost pushed fast forward, but I guess not. Okay, we're in. So I'm moving the joystick left and right. Let's throw a ball up. Go. Go get a jack. And then, what do you got to, I got to wait for it to come down and catch. Yes, we got 1 set. We're doing so great. Now you pick up 2 jacks. Got it. And then go get the ball. Oh, too many jacks. Sorry. Am I supposed to do 1 at a time? All right, fine. I'll do 1 again. Pick up a jack. It's a digital hand that you move around, then do it again, pick up 1. Do I have to do this whole set with 1 at a time? Oh my gosh, it is like classic Jack. So you just do bounce the ball, pick a jack, and then get the ball again. And then obviously you can go to higher and higher difficulties, but I have to do the whole field. So you pick up the jack, clear the whole field 1 at a time. It's kind of interesting that we're playing this with an Atari VCS joystick, but the hand feels like it's a cursor, almost mouse-ish. But, you know, mouse isn't a thing. I don't know what I said. I'm talking crazy. There is no such thing as a mouse yet. Not until 1984 when the Macintosh invents the mouse. Oh, that won't work. We got 2 at a time. Oh my gosh. Well, it's Jax. It really is. It's the best version of Jax I've ever seen as a video game.
We've only won.
Yeah, I'll give you $20 for it. So, of all the games we've seen to this point, we're probably never going to see Jax again, but I shouldn't say that we're playing everything, so it might show up later on. But I'd say you could call this a bad experience because it's Jax. How interested are you to play Jax at the time? But it does a great job. I mean, it really is digital Jax. So I'm going to have to say it's 3 stars. It was different and original, but it's just because they did it so well. It's the best way you could play Jax of video games ever, until we see another one later. Tic-tac-toe for 25? Yeah, right. Yeah, this one was, how much was it? 50? Yeah, it wasn't 50, I hope not. I didn't see the manual didn't have the price for it. All right, so let's see where we're going now. Our next game is still on the Atari home computer. This is K-Razy Kritters. This is also by CBS Software, originally by K-Byte. They did another one called K-Razy Shootout, which was so good. It was awesome. A Defender-type clone. Let's take a look at the box for K-Razy Shootout. Or, sorry, K-Razy Kritters. Sounds better to say. Looks like this one is, we're blowing up bugs again. Blast the alien attackers to save your starbase from certain doom. The only good bug is a dead bug. Oh, one player only. Okay, that's bizarre. Blast the invading alien attacks to save your starbase from certain doom. What, is it just Space Invaders? Sealed in proton transportation capsules, alien critters hover over your starbase. As you blast the capsules away, heat-seeking aliens are sent hurtling toward your command ship. You must be very agile to avoid them. Even as you struggle to save your starbase, free-falling critters plummet from the sky. Shoot them before they hit your base. Alien patrol critters pass along. I think it's just Space Invaders. I don't know why I'm still reading the story. But there it is. Insert the cartridge in your system. Let's see what other artwork we have for K-Razy Kritters. There's the ad for it. Oh, and there's all the K-Razy games. K-Razy Antics, K-Razy Shootout, K-Razy Kritters, and K-Star Patrol. I think we've only seen the Shootout one so far. Yeah, I don't remember the Antics one yet. We will, though. There's the first cartridge that was by K-Byte, and then later was picked up by CBS. And that's the box that we saw, and then the manual. All in the same year. I believe the same year. So here's the official manual of K-Razy Kritters. Really cool artwork, I must say. Look at that. And it's again shooting bugs up. So cool. All right, how do we load this in your cartridge? Well, we don't need it that big. We just pop the cartridge in. Whoa, why do we need all this text for how to load it in the cartridge? You just put it in and turn it on. Make sure the system's turned off before. The object of the game is to clear the screen of 8 columns of alien critters before beam down to your starbase and eliminate the free-falling critters before they reach the bottom. Oh, it must have 2 game modes. There's the alien critters. Looks like we're playing a memory-based card game. As you fire the beam critters, they will materialize and attack your base command ship. You must maneuver your ship out their path and send them out into outer space. If you don't fire them, they will materialize away and search and destroy at random. And there it is, the critters. I can totally tell which critter is which. How many pixels is that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's 12. That's 12 pixels, ladies and gentlemen, for one critter. Yes, we probably will. If we have Jax, they're going to make something even more rudimentary. I know they are. If we're playing everything, we shouldn't be surprised at this point. So there's the alien patrol critters, totally different than the other ones. Base command ships. I really enjoy at this point in video games going in the manual and actually telling us what it is and a picture of it. The pixel art for it. Very, very helpful. There's the command ship. That's us that we use to attack. And then we have the base sanitation crew. Oh, that's so cool. He's on a bulldozer. They bulldoze the wreckage away. That's funny. You can press Option to eliminate the procedure. Oh, okay, to make the game go fast. Maybe it's an animation that shows the sanitation crew. Press the trigger to start a new game. And there it is, the Atari VCS joystick. Maneuver your base command ship. How do you do the super missiles? Nice. So you can shoot super missiles too. They destroy everything in the path. They can destroy attacking beamed critters. We got to do that. And then what's the score? Got to know the points in 1982. Let's see. Oh, there you go. There's the points. So the higher up you go, it's like Space Invaders. The aliens at the top of the screen are more points than the ones at the bottom. And then we got some helpful hints for you. Listen for the beep warning signal. Thank you so much for that tip. Save the super missiles to eliminate an entire beam of critters. Don't waste them on single free-falling ones. Good to know. And then we got the limited warranty. If you got problems, contact CBS Software, not associated with CBS television. Let's pop in and play some K-Razy Kritters, the beginning of April 1982, by K-Byte, and published by CBS Software. Yes, yes we do. If television does it, it'll be even more difficult. Okay, K-Razy Kritters. Oh. We got some slow build-up music in the background. Oh, we already went through the title screen. I didn't push the trigger yet. Okay, so let's go. Sure, that's skill level. Let's go. There's our bulldozer bringing the enemies out. All right, are we in? No, it's the attract mode. Oh, that's fine. I gotta hit start. Okay, now we hit start on the Atari. That was all arcade attract mode. Now we're in hyper. Oh my gosh, that one's so good. How many do I have? Okay, I only had one, and I died already. The bulldozer. Look at that guy. He bulldozes us off the screen. That is awesome. Oh, and they even have animation to bring our next ship out. Look at this. Nice touch. Do I have another hyper thingy? No, I think I don't. And while I'm trying to do my hyper super missile, it destroys me into a heap. That's a cool touch, though. I can see why some people would want to turn it off. Because the first time you play it, you're like, oh, that's awesome. But then you want to get to the action faster. Yeah, right? Can I do it again? Oh, okay, I can't do it again. And it looks like every time I shoot one, an enemy comes out like it's frozen in cryosleep and then flies after me. So it's a mixture, I would say a very well done mixture of Space Invaders and Galaxian. Whoa! I can't shoot the other guy down, though. The bullets are going through the second enemy. You can even see him holding the gear and shifting around. That's very well done. That's high-res graphics 1982. Or are we already done? Okay, press the trigger. All right, let's just go nuts and go level 5. I think we're ready. We're prepared. Let's do it. And super missile. Yes! Yeah, once the enemy comes out, I'm not shooting it. It's going right through it. I think it's only dodge. When you break them up from their hyper sleep, then that's it. Maybe if you played a lot, if you're going to be a K-Razy Kritters pro. Oh yeah, look, we got falling enemies now. They're just mixing all types up. Okay, so that means I'm going to shoot one and then get the heck out of the way if my shot doesn't work. Gosh, yeah, so it's a cool idea, though. It's Space Invaders, but the Space Invaders enemies aren't moving. They're totally still, but when they leave, then they turn into, like, Galaxian enemies. But you can tell this has polish. I like my video games done. Well done. And you can tell they spent the time to make sure that they're pretty good. Yeah, so I'm breaking them, and I'm just letting them fly. Then we have single enemies just flying down. Oh, he got just a little touch on me. That's what they meant by the 2 game modes. So it wasn't technically 2 game modes. It just means you shoot a block and then they come out and fly after you. That's the second game mode. This is the idea of the game. I would say K-Razy Kritters is not as impressive as K-Razy Shootout. It's still pretty good, though. I'm going to say 3.5 stars for K-Razy Kritters. It is an above average game of all the games we've seen. Very quaint, too. All right, so now let's go to our next game. Yeah, crank it up for the bulldozer. We're still on Atari, man. A bunch of Atari in a row. This is Kickback for the Atari 800. Let's take a look at Kickback, starting with the box. Kickback. Is that rugby? Are we playing rugby? Someone tell me, what ball is that? I can't pin it. It's not soccer. It's not football. Well, maybe it's European football. Let's flip it over in the back. An all-action football-style game in your own home. You're controlling the player at the bottom of the screen. You can move down, left, and right, or even up as far as 20-yard line. Your aim is to kick the oval-shaped ball, knock the players in the middle off the screen, and then score, avoiding the intelligent and rapidly moving goalkeeper. Some of the players will disappear when you hit them, but others will deflect the ball back at surprising angles. However, all will score you points. Can you reach the ball and kick it back before it leaves the field to play? And I kind of like this. This is by Thorn EMI Video. In the bottom left, look what they do. They say how many people play. They got a nice little grid there. That's top tier. That's ahead of the game. Showing you the controller, if it runs basic or not, how much memory you need, 16K, and then if it's cartridge, and it's not, disc, the Atari 410. That's pretty cool. Now, let's see what other art we have for Kickback. Looks like 2 different boxes. I don't remember football in Europe balls looking like that. So there you go. You got the advertisement flyer for Kickback. Are we playing football in Europe, or is it something else? Oh yeah, the front design's kind of like the normal Nintendo black box games. We have the manual though for Kickback. It lets you know you're going to play a game where you kick something, if the title didn't tell you. 1 or 2 players can play. The computer tracks the best high score and target you won't stop wanting to beat. Below you'll find full instructions for loading and playing. Have a good game. Great instructions. They kind of pop, let you know how to get started. See, very simple controls. How do you play it? You choose 1 or 2 players. You press the option button on your computer. Then you press select to choose the skill level. Beautiful. Bare bones and gets the job done. Players run on the field. So it's a soccer game, I'm guessing. We're going to play some soccer. Control the player at the bottom with your joystick. Connect to your television. Oh, is this... Wait. Why is there 2... Is this two different regions, but slightly different English? Yeah, that's it must have been a double for some reason. Yes, and the 80s grid trope reminds me of the Sega Master System. All right, so that is the just alternate files there. Here we go, it's Kickback by A. French by Thorny in my video in the beginning of April 1982. Get ready for some Kickback. Oh, it's Rugby Union, okay. Very helpful. Okay, so it made me think we were going to play rugby at first, but then they kept calling it football. All right, so there it is. Skill level. We got 5 different skill levels, and then hitting option on the computer gives us player 1 or player 2. Let's go. Push and start. We're in. Players aligning the field. We're going to play ourselves some soccer. Okay, there I am at the bottom of the screen. I can move left and right holding my Atari VCS joystick. And, oh, I just walked forward. I didn't hit anything. Oh, and I got points. No way, it's not soccer. It's like a Pong or Breakout with sports theme. I'm just getting really lucky. I didn't do anything. I didn't push the red button. All I'm doing is moving the joystick. So you can see I can freely move my character around. Again, feeling like I'm controlling a cursor, but I can move the ball and then go for the hit. And then it bounces around. Oh, it knocks enemies off the field. Yes, it is. It is a really cool, the very first time we've seen a sports version of Breakout. Or Pong. I would say closer to Pong, because there's not, well, I guess, no, we're destroying enemies or breaking them away so they go away. And you're trying to bounce it in the side. And notice that the ball itself is like a rugby football. It's not perfectly spherical. That's awesome. Oh, that goalie is smart. Oh yeah, this is really cool, fresh idea. We lose a life if it comes back in our goal. Yes, whoa, that's a good throwback on the Neo Geo. Nice, yes. One of the best things about the game is how well your player moves. I mean, look at this. I'm using the VCS joystick. That digital 8-way works great. That's pretty cool. And then you can freely move up to, what was it, 20-yard line? Oh, yeah, lost another life. Okay, that's pretty fun. I could keep playing some of that. That's great. So again, it depends on what's your mileage to play a ball and paddle or Pong game, or Breakout clone. But I'll still say the way it runs is great. I'm going to say 3.5 stars still for Kickback. It is still just Pong. That's why I can't go higher, but 3.5 stars for sure. That's awesome. All right, let's see what our next game is. We're going now to the Apple II, and this is Killer Klams. Yeah, fresh take. That's another reason I would say that too. So Killer Klams is another one we don't have a box for, just a few screenshots. Let's pop and play Killer Klams on the Apple II at the beginning of April 1982. I'm excited for Killer Klams. Anything killer sounds good. Let's run the Killer Klams. So no manual on this one, no box, at least any scans that I could find, and it is only on the Apple II. No other ports for this one. And we want a new game. Man, that is a giant clam trying to eat us. This is by Rod Nelson. Way to go, Rod. And let's get a little bit more information. This one is only a one-player game. You control a small-toothed clam that avoids a number of dangers, including hungry fish, starfish, amorphous blobs, and clam diggers. Player can move in the 4 cardinal directions, slowly chew through different layers of dangers as they approach the surface. They start with a $5,000 bonus point and then tick down steadily as the player takes time to complete a level. They have a total of 3 lives. Okay, so it's like an arcade game. It's the long-lost arcade game for all the clam fans out there. Yes, right? No, was Attack of the Killer Tomatoes even out yet? I do not know for sure. Was I in? Was that me playing? Let's see. Okay, so also first... It is not using the Apple joystick. I have no Apple joystick controls. Okay, I'm in now. Okay, I figured out the controls. Okay, so this is left and right, which is the 2 arrow keys that you had on the Apple II. And then to move up and down, it's A and Z. Oh, look at the clam digs. So is this like Frogger? Am I moving my way to the top of the screen? And then what do I do once I'm up here? What is the goal? Where am I trying to get to? If it's, I thought it was Frogger, so we're playing to get to the top, and that's it. Okay, I'll try to run him over and see what happens. Well, you think it's game over? I wasn't sure. All right, let's do it again. So the controls are actually pretty standard for the Apple II. I was actually expecting up and down to be the Enter key and the slash key. Do we go over here? What? Where do I go? All right, we'll go get him. Yes, I'm a killer clam. What am I supposed to kill then? I'm not killing the oyster farmer if I get to the top. I can see his rake getting me. Maybe I get the starfish. Let's see. What kind of killer clam am I? I can't kill anything. I'm pretty sure I gotta dodge the bird at the top. And this amorphous blob, I'm pretty sure that's not, yeah, that's not, I'm trying different things to see if you can touch it, but I guess not. Game over. Okay, maybe we'll try to eat him from behind. We'll take his tail out. Can we get it? Oh, he's kind of fast. I don't know. Let's see if we can get him from... Oh, I can't do it from the top. I don't think so. I think you can't touch him. So I've got no score yet. So even with the description we got from online, I still don't have pretty much a clue of what I'm supposed to kill in Killer Klams. What is the goal? Is it the birds? To the left? Make our way to the top? You got me. I do not know what's going on. It's the killer clam that doesn't kill anything. Can I go to the left? No, you can't go that way. And yeah, he's gonna track us down and destroy us. Yeah, maybe they should change the name out. Well, unless someone wants to tell me how to play Killer Klams, that was our first attempt and only attempt so far of Killer Klams. I still say it's all right. It's not, well, we haven't really figured out the goal of the game. The presentation's okay. I really don't want to call it bad because we didn't figure it out, but until we actually know how to play, I'm going to say 2 stars. I'll say bad for Killer Klams. It has potential, and it reminds me of Frogger, moving from the bottom to the top of the screen. Hey man, look at that adorable guy. Look at that face. You can't deny that face. All right, where are we going now? Our next game is on the Commodore VIC-20, and this is Lighthouse. And what you see here on the left side of the screen is all I'm going to show of Lighthouse, because this is a bundle of 2 different educational titles where you essentially the problem comes from the top of the screen, moves down, and then the quickest that you solve the problem by pushing the number on your keyboard, then you win. So once again, no one gets to see just how badly I am at math. Of all the games we've seen to this point, this one is borderline. Well, if you think of the other games we played, it's the reason I'm showing it is because it's has some kind of reaction. You know, how fast can you answer the problem before you get to the end? But I'll still say 1 star. It's like right in between broken for me and bad for Lighthouse. And that's all you're going to see of Lighthouse. Let's press forward and see what our next game is. All right, time to go to the arcade. I've been missing the arcade. We played so many computer games. This is Looping. Let's check out Looping, starting with the advertisement flyer. Yeah, we'll see some other educational titles that might be interesting. Possibly interesting. We'll see. All right, so here's Looping. On the left side is the example of the arcade cabinet, and as the player begins the flight into the Adventureland, his balloon quickly is surrounded by hot air balloons. Watch out! These seamlessly innocent colorful objects mean destruction. Immediately, the player's flying skills are tested. Hot air balloons challenge and engage the player in a fierce dogfight. And then as you continue your journey into Adventureland, you encounter maze tunnels. Oh, so it has other levels on top of them. And if you already own a Adventureline Change a Game cabinet, look, there it is. A quick arcade conversion kit. The more expensive one, the best one right now, is the Data East Deco cassette system. And there's the example of the arcade cabinet. Looping is biplanes that we're going to be controlling. 2 different flavors. Oh, nice. Just slightly different. Colorful, fun, looks good. There's our controls. Looks like we got an accelerator and fire. And then the only control is, it's a 2-way. No way. That's a 2-way joystick? Wow. Okay, so a 2-way joystick. So all you need is up and down. That's it. With fire and accelerator. And there's the arcade marquee for it. Yeah, I've never... Well, we've actually played games similar to this. Ace in the arcade had the looping mechanic of a plane, but it was fixed screen. And then there's a few other plane games we had with this... We've seen this before, of it flipping over. But let's see what Looping has for us. All right, we're going to the arcades to play some Looping in the beginning of April 1982. So this one was developed in Germany built in Italy and distributed in North America only, as far as I could tell. So if you have any other information, let me know, but that is so crazy. We're playing a game developed by the Germans, assembled by the Italians, and then sold in North America. If it was in the wild, I have not seen this one. So it's going through the attract mode and showcasing that you can do the loops, because it's looping. All right, let's put a coin in. Oh, wait. I heard him say something.
Flight. Number 1.
He's talking. The game is talking, so that's a plus on looping. All right, so I got to make my way into the terminal here. Oh, without crashing into one of the balloons. So that's a cool feature. It's making you shoot while your plane is looping. I don't think they've combined the two yet until this. So you got to make your way into that spot while the balloons are coming after you. And I'm going to slowly break my way through. So it's almost like we're doing a breakout weighted. Wow, tricky with the hot air balloons though. Oh, really?
Number 3.
Okay, here we go. Let's try it again. Yeah, this is really fun of figuring out how to make the loop without crashing. Oh, and avoiding the balloons at the same time. I'm already intrigued, want to get better. That would be, for me, video games, anything that's challenging or difficult, I don't think of it as a draw. I think of it as, oh, I want to be able to get better and practice more. And so I'm already feeling it in this. Destroy the terminal.
Number 1.
Okay, got a good run that time. Let's go back to the side. See if I can avoid, because all the balloons... Oh, no, the balloons... I thought they only came from the bottom. They're coming all over the place. Sideways, inways.
Number 2. Gate is open now.
Oh, the gate's open. We got the terminal. Let's go. To the right side. Okay, we're in. Okay, we're in the next section of the game. Oh, gosh. Yeah, that's tricky. A two-way joystick to be able to move the plane up and down.
Number 3.
Okay, number 3. Do we got to go for the terminal again? Looks like the gate's open. So in a way, it's like a horizontally scrolling shooter with a different flight mechanic. Whoa, this is trippy. Oh, if you hit the invisible wall at the top, you die. Well, we did our best. Let's go again. Oh, I can put my name in? Okay, let's go. Oh my gosh, you have not initials. I'm pushing the button and realize, oh, I can put a lot of letters in there. That's right, only here.
Flight.
Hey, now we're back at the beginning. I gotta destroy that terminal to move forward. Okay, that's the best way to go. I'm gonna try that one again. No, you don't. Gosh, yep, so they're bouncing off the walls, literally. And I'm crashing into the wall.
Flight. Number.
I will say this was a very tricky one to get going and run with sound. It still has sound issues. So what we're experiencing here is not exactly... Oh, another one. It's not exactly the arcade experience. It's closer because sometimes you can get no voice. Sometimes you can get only voice. Sometimes you can get sound effects that sound... Oh, gosh, I really got to focus. It is hard to do the maneuvering and the shot at the same time. Yes, but we saw Sky Skipper already. So who borrowed who?
Number 1.
At least in Japan. And I'm sure these developers have checked that one out. Oh my gosh. That's tricky to avoid.
Flight. Number 2.
Alright, going again. I know I can get this one out of here. Oh, wow. Since you only have a certain trajectory you can move the plane up and down, you have to focus on when you need to pull up or not, and not get overzealous with it. Oh. I went the wrong way that time. All right, I want to hear what he says.
Thank you.
He says thank you when you put a coin in. Well, you're welcome.
Flight.
The most polite computer. See, computers aren't so bad. Artificial intelligence? Yeah, I'm not paying attention. I'm trying to make jokes about the computer.
Number 2.
It seems like that game would be a little bit later because it is really good. Think of it compared to this. Sky Skipper was another game with monkeys that Nintendo made. Alright, there we go. I know what I gotta do. Just keep shooting the heck out of them. Oh, I got one block clear? Gosh. Alright, if we follow and track their movements... Okay, they're...
Gate is open.
Got it. Okay, we're in. Let's go. So the terminal opens. We can now move farther to the right. If you came this way, this gate right there would be closed. Gosh, it's so tricky. Since it's only a two-way joystick, you have to consider I'm only going up and down, and that's it. You have to remember, right now I'm pulling up, and then I go down. So I'm familiar with Sky Skipper allowed you to have more than just a two-way joystick. It was more dynamic, easier to control than this. Gosh. Oh, man. Because at some point, I feel like I need to pull to the left or right, and there is no variation of that. But there you go. That's the two game modes. I mean, there might be another one after that. But I'd still say it's a fun time, a little more technical, maybe, for looping. For the arcade, though, I couldn't say it's something as like the best game you could play. We already mentioned Sky Skipper, so I'm going to go 3.5 stars for looping. It's an above-average arcade game from all the arcade games we played. It's doing a horizontally scrolling and adding a couple elements that are interesting, but you can tell that it's not like top tier. All right, so that's looping. Let's leave the arcades, and where are we going now? Yes, it's the TRS-80. Radio Shack has the perfect gift. Lucifer's Realm. There we go, for that kid. He's playing it right now. Lucifer's Realm. The best game for your youngsters. Let's take a look at the box for Lucifer's Realm. This is one we've already seen, the text-only version on the Atari home computer, and now here we are on the TRS-80, the original Med System software release. Leaving the mortal world, you are sentenced to hell for your evil deeds. You enter Hades to discover a revolution in the making, headed by Adolf Hitler. You must travel through the bowels of hell, dealing with the most evil mortals of all time. By cunning and strategy, you can bring Hitler to his final doom and find your escape from the fiery pit. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. In this game, you go to hell, you take care of Hitler, who's already dead, which doesn't make sense, and then you go to Satan to try to get back into heaven. That's a game for 1982 right there. Yes. There's our 5 1/4 floppy disk that we're going to be popping in our Model 3 TRS-80. There's no time to lose. We're going to hell. It's the beginning of April 1982. This is another one by Jim Pearson, published by Med System Software. Yeah. How well did this sell during the Satanic Panic? All right, I think it's just Realm. There we go. Nice. So putting the controller's joysticks away, this is all text. Yes. Press space. We're ready. We're in a hospital bed very close to death. So welcome to Lucifer's Realm. We now are going to be playing a little bit further than we did when we checked it out on the text-only version. All right, let's listen. You hear screaming. Because we're in a hospital bed, look bed. Appears ordinary. Tubes run from your nose and arms. Oh, doesn't look ordinary. Look around. Oh, no. Look around. And this is the same thing Jim Pearson's done. Nothing happens until you just keep looking, and then, oh, something happens, an event. A doctor's talking to a nurse. And then we can listen. He says, he will die very soon. And then we listen again. Oh. We are in front of a huge podium surrounded by glowing clouds. You view your life as you die. A silver light leads you. So there you go. The game begins with your death. So cool. All right, so let's look. A bearded man is here. Okay, let's talk man. He says, the judgment is at hand. The record of your life is in my book. Oh, this is great. All right, so let's talk to him again. He says your life was full of evil and the path is clear. Oh, not good. Should have done better, buddy. And talk man again. Oh, we just get tossed. And notice there's no sound. We've heard sound on the TRS-80, but this game does not have sound. That's the text-only game, right? We should have done it. We missed our chance. You're on a narrow ledge above a fiery pit. A horrid voice says, welcome to my kingdom. All right, let's look at that pit. It's enormous and full of flaming patterns. Look, patterns. They spell a word, really. Read word. The flames are too bright. Oh, okay. Then we got to jump. Boom. We land on back on the ledge. The crack widens. Oh, okay. Let's climb down. We're in a small pink tiled room. Does Satan have a pink tiled room? And look. The room is half full of water. Okay, this is where we left off in the other one where we died when the water was filling up. Okay, look, water. An object is below. Look, object. It's a chain. Pull chain. The water emptied. You fell through a drain, a giant drain, in a pink tiled room, I guess. And look. One door is red, the other is green. A billboard is here. Look, billboard. A large notice is posted. Yes, pink is what you expect to see in hell, right? I guess white tile would be in heaven. You're inside a muddy cave. 2 doors are south and a round hole is above. And a large notice is posted. Read notice. One of my subjects, A. Hitler, no, that's too obvious. Adolf H. has formed an army to attempt my overthrow. Wait, Adolf Hitler's trying to overthrow Satan? I knew you'd amount to great things. Okay, so after that, we read the notice again. Anyone bringing me the proof will be freed from hell. Signed, Lord Satan. Whoa, so this one has story? The story is Adolf Hitler's trying to overthrow Satan, so you need to go get proof that he's doing it and then give it to Satan so you can go to heaven? I don't know how that makes sense, but I'm all for it. That sounds funny. Yes, maybe we did. All right, so open right door. You're in a dark hallway. Oh, it went past that. We didn't just open the door. We opened it and walked through. So that's huge thinking. Okay, let's go south. Can't go that way. Okay, go north maybe? Oh, open right door. Okay, so we're in the money cave. Okay, 2 doors are south. So we'll go south. Oh, we can't go that way. 2 doors are S. I wonder what 2 doors are S means. So open right door. And now we're in a dark, vibrating tunnel. South? No, we can't go that way. Look. A door is north. Okay, that's the door we came in, though. Look south. Appears ordinary. Open door. Okay, we're back with the way we came. Okay, so that is... We got further in hell, at least, but that is a quick taste of Lucifer's Realm. I want to keep going and see what's going on with Adolf Hitler. This is a very lengthy text adventure game, and you can tell by the puzzles. Whenever I was in the water, it just said, I'm in the water, but it didn't tell me anything until I said, look, water. And then when I looked water, then it said there's an object in the water. And we had to say, look, object, and then it told us what the object was. That's the kind of crypticness that we see in text adventure games. But Lucifer's Realm has it in spades. But all the games we played to this point, I'm with the one we played still on the Atari. This is awesome. Great text adventure game. I'm going to go 4 stars for Lucifer's Realm. Loads of fun during the Satanic Panic. You'll love it. The kids will love it. There he is. He's having a great time. Where are we going now? We're now going to the Commodore VIC-20. This is Menagerie. Let's check out Menagerie, starting with the box. Oh my goodness, what is happening on the box? We got a dog and an elephant and a bug. Oh, are we playing as a flea again? Maneuver your flea through the deadly spider swamp. I wouldn't have expected this. The game's called Menagerie. I wouldn't think it was a game about a flea. You ride on the back of traveling animals to get through to the other side. I can't really make the... I can't make out the way they put the text behind the white cloud doesn't work so well. And then we flip it over in the back, and there's our friendly neighborhood mascot for the VIC-20. Plugs directly into your VIC-20 computer. Thank you, Vicky. I don't know what his name is. Let's take a look at the other artwork we have for Menagerie. That's a little bit better. Still can't make out the total story of it. And there's the cartridge we'll be popping in to the VIC-20. We also got the manual. That'll explain everything. Maneuver your flea through the deadly spider swamp onto the mystical wall for a brief rest and quickly hitch a ride on one of the traveling menagerie of animals for the final trek through the desert. Ah, Makes total sense. Thanks, manual. All right, so this one gives us instructions on how to load the game, adjusting screen position, and again, eliminating screen flutter, if that happened a lot on the VIC-20. Move your bug through the spider field without being eaten. Pause on the garden wall, which is slowly being consumed by an unseen mystical energy force. Hitch a ride on the traveling menagerie of animals. Why call the game Menagerie, though? Come on, Commodore. The game's designed with 3 initial bugs or 3 lives. You have 10 different difficulty levels when a bug's eaten by a spider. Or if you fall at the right time on the back of a ever faster traveling menagerie pack, they die. And that's it. So it's Mr. F. Lee, The Amazing Adventures of Mr. F. Lee. We saw in the arcades. It's the first Mr. F. Lee home port. And it uses joystick. Excellent. Be sure to check out these other games by Commodore. Yes. Who knew that there was a port to that game? And here it is. All right, we're popping in to play some Menagerie. The beginning of April 1982. This is by... Oh, we got music. Hey, Vic Menagerie by D.W. Johnson. Way to go, D.W. And we got music. It's playing really fast. Quick, get in the game. Oh, is it doing it in the track mode? Like an arcade? I think it is. All right, I'll hit F1, and now we're in for real. I am a giant flea at the bottom of the screen as the blue one. I have enemies to avoid. Whoa, bizarre. Yeah, but it's Frogger. Finally, I can kind of understand what I'm doing. So instead of, I gotta jump on the backs of, yeah, it's Mr. F. Lee all over again, but the goal is moving at the top of the screen. We got it. I'm just a Mr. F. Lee pro. There was more than this in the arcade for Mr. F. Lee, but I mean, they have to have taken inspiration from that. Who else is making video games where instead of being a frog jumping from logs, you're a flea jumping on the back of animals? That'd be bizarre if this was a unique idea. Because I believe this was North America, just like Mr. F. Lee. Uh-oh, we're running out of space. Oh, my flea died. Alright, so I kind of get the gist. It's Frogger, or an idea of Frogger. Yeah, and we're huge. At least Mr. F. Lee was a little bit tinier on the screen. So I'd say it's still a fun time, but you can tell by the tile-based movement and the jerkiness of the controls, it doesn't really push it into something past that. The idea of Frogger is still fresh, and the viewpoint's fresh, and the idea, you know, obviously is really fresh, but it kind of pulls it back a little bit for me because of not the best controls. So I'll say 3 stars. A perfectly average game you could play in 1982. And now where we're going. Oh no, it's the Acorn Atom. Everyone quick, hide your cassette tapes. This is Minefield for the Acorn Atom. Let's take a look at the artwork, because that's probably all we'll get. This one is Minefield by A&F Software, with an example of a screenshot. It's time to play some Acorn Atom. Hold your breath. The beginning of April, 1982. Let's see what A&F Software did. We'll switch up our modes, and usually got to load the tape up. If the cassette tape even runs, I do not know. Minefield. Oh, did it crash already? Oh my gosh, it totally didn't even... Alright, well, I will give up because the Acorn Atom has always been a slight thorn in my side. It's like people don't want you to easily play Acorn Atom games. Essentially, this is a top-down a top-down tank game. But instead of hitting other tanks, you're destroying other mines with your tank. It looks very similar to Combat. All right, so I'm going to say, because it didn't run, I'm going to go 1 star. If someone wants to school me and be like, this is one of the best games in the Acorn Atom, go for it. But in the meantime, we're going to breeze right by Minefield and say goodbye to Acorn Atom. We're here on our next game. We're going still in Europe. This is Munchkin, the European release of K-Razy Munchkin that was on the Magnavox Odyssey 2. Now on the Philips Videopac. Now you too can have lawsuits like they had in North America. Let's take a look at the artwork for Munchkin. Just Munchkin. He doesn't have his first initials in this one. This is Cart 38. And yeah, it looks exactly what you would expect on the screen, making them more fuzzy than I would have expected KC Munchkin to be. And there is the cartridge we're going to be popping in, handle and all. We can play 0 through 9, and there it is, an example of the screenshot. If you're not familiar with KC Munchkin, you need to check out that one. That was pretty fun, playing that for the first time. The manual we have is a homebrew manual, and we'll refer back to it if we need to, but you'll get the idea. This is Pac-Man for a console before the official Pac-Man by Atari. It's very well done. Let's pop in and play some Munchkin on our Philips Videopac, the beginning of April 1982. What do we want to play? Game number 1. Push it on your keyboard, and we're in. I am Munchkin moving around. Now, he's even better than Pac-Man. You know why? You don't move, and Munchkin looks at you and smiles. I mean, that's just adorable. Plus, all the dots move around the screen. And the maze itself can be changed every single time you play, and you can reprogram the maze with the keyboard on the Philips Videopac. I'm just going to point out all the things that makes this game better than Pac-Man for the Atari VCS. Oh, no. Oh my gosh, they trapped me really fast. They heard me talking. Oh, it was going to let me put my name in if I wanted to after I died. Because you have that full keyboard at the bottom. I mean, why not? So, lots of things going for this one. Plays great. It is making constant sound effects like in Pac-Man. I mean, KC Munchkin is adorable, or Munchkin if it's only in Europe. You could reprogram this map to be whatever you want. So if you have a friend who likes using the keyboard on the Philips Videopac, you can change all this and make it your own custom maze, top-down maze game. Not the first time we've seen that, but for a console, I think it's the only one on a console where you can switch out the maze and do it the way you want. And the dots move around. It's fast action, frenzied fun. And KC Munchkin just has so much personality. Nobody could sue him. Alright, so that's just a brief taste of how it works. If you do a 2-player mode, it's not simultaneous. It is alternating play, because the other player, if you want to do 2 at a time, is the one that's programming the maze, or switching out the maze. This is excellent. This is one of the best games you could play on a home console. I believe we last gave KC Munchkin 4 stars, so I'm going to follow suit and say 4 stars for KC Munchkin. An excellent, excellent game that you can play on your home console. Alright, we are just blazing a trail through 1982. Here's our next game on the Commodore VIC-20. This is Omega Race. This one is the other highly anticipated title for the Commodore VIC-20. Let's take a look at the box for Omega Race. One of the only, or very few, home ports of the Omega Race arcade game. The most skillful space pilots in the universe dare to challenge the Omega Race Challenge, a Bally Midway arcade classic with fast action, multiple skill levels, exciting graphics, and super sound. The smash hit. Yeah, the Bally arcade game. Flip it over in the back, and oh, look at that, man. Someone shelled out a lot of money to get the complete home computer, printer, disk drive, cassette. Nice. And that television. We got to get that TV. Too cool. Yeah, there it is with everything. And then, oh, man, you even have the VIC modem. We got to play some online games on our VIC modem. Yeah, it was vector-based, so how's the VIC-20 going to do that, right? Let's take a look at any other artwork we have for Omega Race. And it looks like we don't. We do have the manual, though. How do you play Omega Race on the VIC-20? First, you turn off the system before you put the cartridge in. Plugs directly into your VIC-20 computer. And then in a distant galaxy, a race of fierce warriors known as the Omegans have preserved their independence and won the respect of their enemies by developing their fighting skills to a deadly precision. To train their warriors, they staged a unique and challenging test known as the Omega Race over the Omegan city of Komar. We didn't get this in the arcades. They must have made this for this home port, this story. You have to pursue the best of the Omegan warriors, laying explosive mine paths in their explosive space mines in their path. To join the Omega Race, you have to evade and destroy 3 types of enemy ships and 2 types of mines before they destroy you. Points are rewarded for each enemy ship and mine destroyed. Oh, wow. The Death Ship. We got to destroy that guy. And how do we move around? Use that joystick. Steering's easy. Move the stick left and right and clockwise. The button joystick fires your laser cannon in short bursts. Oh, and game paddles. If you're using a game paddle, tap the fire button, fires a laser blast, and holding down activates the ship's rocket thrust. Oh, wait, that's kind of bizarre then. It's tapping the button on the paddle fires, but then holding it down is the rocket thrust. That may be a little getting used to. Yes, maybe you can, like Matthew Broderick in War Games, which doesn't come out, I think, until 83. Oh, well, I don't know if we'll have a clip of that movie, but it's a really good one. When you start out, the droid ships have limited firing range. The few blasts won't reach the end of the screen, so you can float out of range, fire at them from a safe distance. Nice and easy. And, of course, the game ramps up the difficulty. It has adjusting your screen position. We've seen a few games for the Commodore VIC-20 that do that. You can choose your own game colors, too. That's cool. And play with 3 or 5 command ships. I think that's your lives to play as. Nice. All right. What are the versions? Okay, just alternate versions. Let's pop in that cartridge and play Omega Race, the beginning of April 1982. Developed by Midway and published by Commodore International. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm going to go joystick. It's cool they offered the option for paddle, but it didn't seem the best to use, because this one on the joystick, I can use left, right on the VIC-20 joystick, and then up. Nice. Does thrusters. Look at that, though. That is really... That's high, top-tier quality on the VIC-20. I can't believe how good this looks. Now, the thruster is pretty overpowered. I mean, I gotta be really easy whenever I... Nice and easy tap. Or otherwise, I'm gonna blaze this sucker. Look at this. I can really take off. But it even has the effect of when you hit the walls, you bounce off the sides. And I just went right into a mine. All right, let's do it nice and easy. Yeah, you can feel the physics. It's not like... It's not super accurate. It's very well done for the VIC-20. Oh, we're already out of it? Oh, okay. Let's go again. Nice and easy. Got it. And we gotta take you out, buddy. Okay, who's with me? This is one of the best arcade games you could play on the VIC-20, right here. Even giving you the simulation that you're playing a vector game. I mean, look how well done it is. This is one of the high-res modes on the VIC-20. Alright, we're taking him out. And you could have the option... I might have more control playing the paddle version than the joystick, but it's just the thrust. The left and right feels really good. The gravity feels good. I believe there's only one other later, but don't quote me on that. I usually say wait until we get there and we'll see what happens. It was not popular. Oh! So we didn't get a lot of home ports for it. Alright, so there you go. That is Omega Race. I'm going to say this one is an exceptional game. Just because of the options it gives, you can tell that they spent a lot of time working out the gravity and making it feel like the arcade game. I'm going to say 4 stars for Omega Race. It is a great title. I can't... I'm on the fence of making it like it'd be one of the best games you could play of all the games we've seen, but it's a very good title. 4 stars for Omega Race for sure. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen... Oh, Coleco gets one too? Okay, well, we'll be checking that one out for sure. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go. Our next game is the very first Japanese computer game ever on the channel. This is Omotesandou Adventure for the PC-8801. Now, this one I got a lot to unpack because the very first systems they had in Japan were the kit systems, just like in the UK. So the computers, people have been making computers since, the 70s, the same as in North America, but then companies started to get involved and build the systems from the ground up, and you could buy a full system altogether. And some of the first companies that did that were like Sharp and NEC, and NEC ended up picking up after systems were being shipped over, like the Apple and the Atari. And so whenever we saw, by the time NEC comes out, they've already had the PC-8000 series, the PC-6000 series, and this commercial here is the commercial for the PC-6000 series. So it's the only commercial that I could find, but it's still showcasing the kind of like lifestyle of what it would be like to have a computer in Japan. And there it is in the bottom left corner, the newest series, the PC-88 series, which is a gaming powerhouse. This one is the first one that by the time we reach the end of the 80s, this thing can play and have some of the best 8-bit games in Japan. It's fantastic. Okay, so for all the nerds that want stats out there, the PC-8801, if you want to compare it to the other home computers at the time, has a CPU inside of the NEC, believe it or not, the UPD-7806-1, running at 4 megahertz. Memory of this thing starts at 64K, so you get 64 kilobytes right off the bat. It's fantastic, and it can go way up for memory. The display runs at about 640 by 200, 8 colors, or 640 by 400, 2 colors. And the sound inside, the one we're going to play, is just an internal beeper, but later they're going to get FM synthesis, and we're going to get some of the best sounding 8-bit games on a home computer on this system. And the medium we play on is cassette tape. This is pretty much the very first game you could have played on a computer in Japan. Before this, there was plenty of demos and software and applications, of course. So this one is definitely the first adventure game that you could play in Japan. So for artwork, we have the front of the box. This one's based on... this is a funny story for this because it's based on an actual place in Japan. And you can see the top left corner, it's by ASCII, the company, and they're making a spoof on ASCII, where the point of the game is you're supposed to break into the company's headquarters. So this is the magazine advert it would have appeared in for the type-in of the code for it. Yeah, and there's a lot of models for this, yes. We're going to be playing on the very first one using the N88 BASIC to run it. So here we go. We're going to Japan and play Omotesandou Adventure at the beginning of April 1982, published by ASCII Corporation. Our first time playing a Japanese computer game, and the first computer game is a text adventure game. I'm seeing a trend here. The first game we played on the BBC Micro was a text adventure game too. Now start your adventure. If you think that you have done all job, then type done. Good luck. You are at the entrance passageway of Segawa. And that is not a typo, that's just how the game reads. So this one is likely the first Japanese text adventure game. It was published as a type-in for the 1982 edition of Ninkan ASCII, like making fun of ASCII. The player takes control of an employee of a rival magazine who has to sneak into the offices of the monthly ASCII and sabotage their operations without getting caught. Omotesandou is the street where the offices of the ASCII were located at the time, and the entire game is in pretty poor English. Unlike most adventure games, objects exist present in the room and are not listed until we look at them. So it is a really hard game to play, if that makes any sense. All right, so we're at the entrance of the passageway to the Segawa building. Let's go south. You're in front of the elevator, but it is under inspection. Let's look. There is an ashtray. I can see a security box. Visible exits are north and up. We're in front of the elevator. All right, get ashtray. How fast does it read? Okay, we got the ashtray. Nice. Yeah, they're easiest to... And this one, I think, was the text in that you could play. All right, so let's go up the elevator. We're on the second floor. Go up the elevator. Third floor. Keep going up. You're at the entrance of the ASCII Publishing. We're going to keep going up, though, to the fifth floor. Sixth floor, you're at the top end of the stairs, and let's look. There's a door facing west. A matte visible exit is down. So again, nothing that you can see until you type look. You have to say look first. All right, so let's search matte. Okay, there's a bundle of keys, and then we have to look key. It'll be the key for the room at the fourth floor, and the key to positive burglar alarm. You're at the top end of the stairs. Okay, so let's get key. Also, bear in mind, we're in Japan. We're playing a computer that's Japanese, but everything's in English. So I'm wondering if the chip that would display or read and understand kanji, it wasn't available yet, or maybe this is just because they're porting something from one to the other, and it's just easier to do in English text. Okay, so after we get key, let's go back down. 6th floor, down. 5th floor, keep going down. Past the entrance of the ASCII building, 3rd floor. 2nd floor. In front of the elevator, but it is under inspection. Okay, look. There's a security box. Visible exits are north and up. So I think it's really funny that we're breaking into another company. This is meant to be funny, at least comedy-wise. Unlock security. Okay, got it. All right, let's go back up. And that right there is the first puzzle of the game. To get to the ASCII building. Entrance of ASCII Publishing. Let's look. I can see a door facing west. Another ashtray. Okay. We're collecting ashtrays here, so let's get it. Ashtray. Got it. Nice. All right, so now let's go unlock door. Got it. Open door. Nice. And walk in. Go west. You're in the ASCII front office. Look. I can see a door facing east. There is a desk. Visible exits are south, east, and west. You're in the ASCII front office. Okay, go south. You're in the small kitchen. Look. So every time you move to an area, it's not doing what the other more advanced text adventure games are, where they kind of tell you what it is at the top of the screen. All right, so that is the quick taste of Omotesandou Adventure. Of all the games we've seen up to this point, it's not the best game. It's kind of like when we played MS-DOS for the first time. The first MS-DOS game was not impressive either. All right, so I'm going to say of all the games we've seen up to this point, Omotesandou Adventure is... I'm going to say bad because, I mean, we're in Japan and we're not playing in Japanese. I shouldn't say that because we're going to have a lot of games that we won't be able to play because they will be in Japanese without translations. So, let's go subpar. We'll say 2.5 stars for Omotesandou Adventure. There you go. The very first game we've ever played on a Japanese computer. This is the beginning. There is lots and lots of Japanese computer games, and we'll be playing them all. So that's where we're going to put our video game playing on pause, leaving it off in Japan. That's all for today. We're still in April of 1982, going to be pressing forward, playing so many games, going so many different places. Who knows what we'll find and what we'll play. That's it for today, and like I always say, if you want to buy a Japanese computer, go with NEC. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we missed any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are perpetually retro, and we will catch you next time.